So this summer we're going to moor this boat in salt water. So it's going to be in salt water for probably about 3 months or so, give or take a weekend here and there. So you need to paint the bottom with anti-fouling paint. That'll prevent like barnacles and the seaweed and stuff from attaching there and starting to grow. I think that stuff starts growing after about a week. So really for any long period of time you got to have the anti-fouling paint on the bottom. So I called a marina or two, see if they could do it, and it was it was like $1,500 to a couple $1,000. Really, the paint itself is only about $140, so I thought that was a little too much. So I'm gonna try to do it myself. What I have is these little wooden stands that I made for my wave runners. I'm gonna go ahead and chop those up. I'm gonna create 2 of them, about half the length of that. And I'm going to stick them under the boat, and hopefully that's going to help me prop the boat up off of the trailer so that I can sand it when it's off the trailer, paint it when it's off the trailer, put on 2 or 3 coats of anti-fouling paint, and then drop it back down onto the trailer and then hit the spots that I couldn't get because of the wave runner stands. So we'll see if it works. I'm going to chop these guys up and stick them under the boat, and we'll see if they fit. So here we are, all taped up, ready to go for the most part. Need to start sanding next. We took the boat, launched it a couple days ago, took some photos of the water line where it sat and rest. So that's where we tried to put the tape. I got some, I went and picked up a laser level from Home Depot in an attempt to do some straight lines. But it was too bright to use that, so there wasn't any magic to putting the tape on. I put it on the back where I thought, and that kind of was my starting point, and I went from there. Laid big strips of tape on the side and just pulled it up, put it down, pulled it up, put it down until I felt like it was straight. And I think we're pretty much straight here. I had my wife come up and give me a second guess on how I did, and I think we're straight. So here is the cribbing that I created. So I created a little cradle on top that you can see, and then all I'm doing underneath is just putting 4x4s there. And so this is what the boat's going to rest on. So the idea is that I'm going to jack the trailer up, jack the entire trailer up with the boat on top, and then I'll put the cribbing down underneath it. And so when I bring the boat back down, the boat should be resting on the cribbing. And so I'll sand everything before I jack it all up. I'll jack it up, put it on the cribbing so everything's sanded. I'll paint what I can, and then the last step will be putting the boat back down on the trailer and then painting the spots where the cribbing was. So I think that sounds simple enough. We'll give it a shot. So this is the paint I'm using. This is the anti-fouling paint from West Marine. I don't know much about it. They only have blue or black. There's not too much black on the boat, so I figured blue would be good. But I don't know what shade of blue it is, so it's going to be a surprise once I put this on and it dries. We'll see what it looks like. But it should do the trick. Alright, so here we are, up on jack stands. Built up my cribbing, so we're pretty close. I think we're actually to the point where I'm going to drop it down onto the cribbing, and then I'm going to quit for the night, get started tomorrow with the painting. So I want to have everything to the point where I can just come out with rollers and stuff and start painting tomorrow morning, and hopefully get that done before noon or so. We're heading out. It's Wednesday right now. We're heading out on Friday. We're taking the boat with us to the saltwater where it's going to sit for the next 3 months. So need to get this done pretty quick. So hopefully this works out good. So I have 3 coats on, and I took the masking tape off. So far so good. I like how it's drying. It has a little bit of texture to it because I just used basically a roller. Rolled everything, tried to Tried not to get any roller lines on it. It's kind of tough to do, but I think for the most part turned out pretty good. The lines are tight. The tape I used worked out good. See if I can get a brand. Usually not all tape is created equal, but things are going good so far. Still have it up on the cribbing, so I have that area to do next. I'm going to let this dry for a few hours before I put it down on the trailer in hopes that it won't wear too much on the skids. But so far so good. I did 3 coats. You're supposed to do about 2 hours of dry time in between coats. It takes about an hour or half hour to actually do the coat, so I only waited about an hour and a half between when I got done and when I started up again. But everything looks good. I didn't do any sanding after I put the coats on. I just put one coat on top of the other, and it seems to be looking pretty good. I left the tape on for all 3 coats. I thought that might be a problem when I go to take it off, given that I was thinking that the paint was going to be sticking to it when it dried. But if you pull the tape off slowly and peel it back over itself, I think it worked out good. I didn't see any problem with the tape whatsoever. So far so good. Now it's time to wait. Here's the finished project. Everything's complete for the most part. Boat's sitting on the ground. We're going to put it in the water tomorrow. Overall, I think everything went well. I'm very happy with how it turned out. You know, it's not just saving the $1,500, but it's knowing that there's 3 coats of this nice paint on the bottom. Hopefully, get me some good miles out of it. This is what I used. I used for a foam roll, I use the high density foam for smooth surfaces. It's just the standard cheap one from Home Depot. And then for the tape, just the regular Scotch Blue Original. And everything turned out great. Very happy with how this turned out. It did take 3 days. You know, it is time consuming. You know, you have to make the cribbing. You gotta lift the boat up, put the cribbing underneath, put the boat back down. You have to sand it, paint it. I did 3 coats each with about an hour and a half in between. And then once you put the boat back down on the trailer, then you have to go down and paint it again, another 3 coats with hour and a half in between. So it is time consuming, but I'm very happy. So thanks for watching.